Okay guys, we're just back at the studio in West London. This one is the 6 meters by 4.8 and it's 2.75 meters high, so it's super tall. Let's just have a look where we got up to last time. Myself and PJ did a trip, was it last week? Yep. Last week we got the second layer of insulation in. We've used 100mm torque screws with some washers just to hold that and mechanically fix it to the outer shell. We got a damp-proof membrane down and that's lipped up the other side. We got the insulation in the roof, got a little bit left to do. Today we're going to be getting the inner shell in, so we're going to be getting those out of the van. We've got these pre-plastic, so we put plastic around them because the rock wool's quite itchy, so we'll get those up. We'll bring you guys back once we're set up. Okay guys, so the first thing we're going to do is get the base plates down. We've got a plan that Jacob's done for us. He's not with us today, it's just myself and PJ. We've got a plan as normal. We've got our base plates are going down, so we've got to put these together. These are in pieces. Obviously get them secured to the concrete base. That's our template for the walls to go onto. Looks like it's going to fit, so that's good. So once we've got these in place and squared up, we can start putting the panels in. So we're going to get those done now, and then we shall bring you guys back once we start putting the panels up. Well, I'm on the Lady Grey. I don't really know much about it. It sort of tastes a bit like Earl Grey, to be fair, but it's very nice.
I think it's more subtle than Earl Grey, isn't it? So there's a bit less bergamot and a bit more in the way of citrus, floral overtones.
It's a little bit woody, but maybe that's because I can smell the sort of smokiness of your tea. Nice. But it's very refreshing in this beautiful day you see outside.
It's not very beautiful here.
No, but it is a lot cooler since we actually got insulation in the ceiling. Okay, anyway, let's crack on. Okay guys, so that's all the base plate in, all squared up, and we've bonded that. Well, let's say bonded it, we've screwed it into the concrete base. So what we're going to do now is refer to the plan, which we've got here, which Jacob's done, which is just a rough indication of where all the panels are going to go. I think it's this way around. So we've got one central beam on this one, and then these are all our panels. So we've got like sort of 120, 120, 120 and a 47.8 along that wall. It's a little bit different, this one, because of the height and obviously the width and the length, of course. We've got some 8x3 beams spanning across here, so we've got 2 of those. Our internal bits are 5x2 timbers. Well, the plan today is to get all the internal shell in, which has got the heavier density rock wool in. Because it's super itchy stuff, we've actually put green plastic all the way round, which actually took a couple of hours in the workshop. We're going to thank ourselves for that now. We've also put the ducting in for the ventilation. So we've got one going this side, which is a passive vent, and then we've got one on the other side of the building, which is going to be connected to a fan. So that's the active vent. If you want to know more about how the ventilation system works, you can check out the link in the description below. We've done actually a video on that, so you can check that out. Anyway, we're gonna bring some panels in now, and then we'll bring you guys back once we start to put them up. far so good. What do you say, PJ? Let's have a break.
So good so far.
Just going to mention the hotel we got tonight, PJ. The Red Lion in Hillingdon, which is kind of near Uxbridge. We were working last week. Amazing hotel. It's a bit of a pub actually, isn't it?
Yeah.
Loads of rooms, but they got
Historic pub, really.
quite historic. They got loads of CCTV. The sort of front of house staff, absolutely amazing, really friendly. Yeah, let us kind of park our van under the camera, and yeah, really, really nice place. So it's kind of worth a mention. Nice room, isn't it?
Yeah, Richard III got his haircut there when he was fleeing London.
Yeah, so it's historical.
Allegedly.
So anyway, Red Lion Hotel. Actually, just saying this so we remember, because we go to so many places and it's nice to get away from Travelodge. Well, to be fair, one of the reasons we try to avoid Travelodge and Premier Inns generally is because of van theft. We've had our sort of van attempted they've attempted to break in our van like 4 times, I think, in the past year or so. It just kind of seems to be on the up in London, just trying to get away from Travelodges and Premier Inns where there's a lot of other tradespeople working. So get on booking.com. Sweet. Okay guys, that's half the walls up. We got this back wall here in the side, got the ventilation ducting around the back. That's going to sort of come further out over into the ceiling and then come through the second ceiling here. Got the same on the other sides. We're going to get this side in next, I think, down here, and then tackle the front to finish with. And then I think today we're going to put the central beam in. So it's a bit of a tricky one with these rooms, because obviously we've got to try and maintain the room within a room principle. We've got a main timber here. Let me just show you that. One there, and obviously one here. But obviously with the inner room, it's slightly smaller. So what we've done is we've got one central beam going across, and then timbers spanning that way, and it's all separated. So it's just getting that kind of set up so nothing's touching. So the inner room is definitely separate from the outer room. That's the room within a room principle. Anyway, we're gonna get cracking now, and we'll bring you guys back when we're a bit further on. So that's all the walls in, guys. We're just working out our beam situation. So we've worked out that this is where the beam needs to go, which is like this 8x3. That's a little off cut. What we've got to try and do is get it as high as possible, so when it spans across, it doesn't touch any of these other timbers. And also the timber that's going to go into it is coming from this direction. So we need to make sure that doesn't hit any of these timbers either. So I think we're going to try and go with 2 timbers on top of this for the hanger, but we're just going to work that out now. Easy peasy. So that's all the walls in. The green plastic, which is like a vapor barrier, really helped sort of keep the dust down when we're transporting it, and wasn't falling all over the road like it normally does. We didn't have to sort of clean that up, so that was good. So we've got all the walls in, we've got our ventilation ducts in place. We've also got this central beam. So the way this works is we've got our outer shell, and then obviously this is the walls of our inner shell, which are completely separate. And then we've got an 8x3 beam, which is tied in to this bit of the wall here. That's going all the way across. There's a gap at the top of around 2.5, 3 inches. So that goes all the way across. And then what's going to happen is we will have our 4x2 ceiling. I'm just going to show you this. So basically our 4x2 ceiling, which we've pre-made, will tie in sort of here. and then obviously straight across, and that will miss all these other beams. So we've got a completely lowered separate roof, which is independent from the upper roof or the outer shell. So tomorrow our plan is to get all the roofing sections in on both sides, and then next time we come, we'll be ready for plasterboard, and then it's getting plastered the day after. I think we're going to try and get the floor in as well next week. We've also got a little bit of insulation missing from up here, so we got that to do tomorrow. But it's about 5:30 and it's been quite a hot one, so we're not going to push it today by moving all the panels. We're going to leave them in the van till the morning until we're fresh. So we're going to head back to the hotel now. Okay guys, we're just at the job this morning in West London. It's a bit of a grey day, kind of not actually too bad considering what we've got to do today. We're getting the ceiling of the building up, so we've just carried those through. They're undercover for now. Let's just have a look inside the room and see where we got up to last night. It's kind of looking a bit dark in here now. It's obviously got all the walls up. We got this central beam in, which is going to be ready to take the roofing sections, which are going to go across here. We've got 3 120 roofing sections and a smaller section to go at the end. We've got to get our ducting in place so that can be pulled out the ceiling. We've got a couple of light feeds to consider. So really that's all we're doing today. This extra rock wool, I think we're going to stick down the back, sort of where we've got some space here, so we're not sort of wasting it really. We've got a couple of packs here which are going to do these missing areas. So I think I'm going to cut these. PJ's going to put. That's it. Keep the spirits high, PJ. We shall get set up and bring you guys back once we're a bit further on. That's all the rock wool done in the ceiling. That's all gone in. We've also put all the waste just in between here. We've just put all the excess cuts that we couldn't use sort of all the way around, just so we didn't chuck them in a bin or landfill. Okay guys, so the next thing is going to be getting the roof panels up. So we've got them around the corner. We've got 4 panels on each side, so it's 8 in total. We've got this central beam, which is 8x3. We're going to be popping these up. Obviously, what we might do is actually put a bit of a timber across here, maybe. Do you think, PJ? To help us? Yeah, that might be helpful. So we're going to get timber across there, and then we'll fix it this side, and obviously then level it up and around. Once we've got one in, it's kind of easier to set it up after that. As I said, we've got cable to go through. We've got a 4-inch hole we're going to have to cut for this ducting, which will probably come out sort of around here, I guess. Anyway, we'll get on with it and then we can get home. Okay guys, go on.
How can you look good when you're covered in rock wool and sweat?
That's true. So we're finished for today on the gigantic drum studio in West London. Let's just have a look around and see what we got up to. Right, let's go in. Okay, so we got all the inner shell. You can sort of see the makeup of that there in a bit. Which we used to leave an air gap, but now we actually put some acoustic insulation, which is of a certain frequency and density. We can't really tell you what that is at the moment. So we got the inner shell in. The purpose of the green plastic wasn't really as a vapor barrier, it was actually just so we could transport it. We had one central beam going across, which is an 8x3. And then we've got our panels. There was 4 panels on each side, so that's all totally screwed in. So next time we come, we're going to be doing the plasterboard, we're going to be doing the floor, we're going to be doing the plastering. I've got a guy called Tommy from where's he from?
High Wycombe.
The best plasterer I have ever witnessed, and he's going to be working with me. I've never actually met him, but he's done quite a lot of our work, our jobs down south, and he's second to none, really. I'm excited to see what tricks he can pass on to me because he's so good. So I'm gonna be plastering with him. So we're gonna get this done in one day. Hope you enjoyed the video, guys. Don't forget to hit the like button and to subscribe and to put some comments because that helps us on our channel. And we'll see you on the next one.
Last time we were here, I was cursed.
I think they cursed me as well.
And somehow I've managed to drop.
Oh no! Oh come on!
Every screw, Brox. Every screw.
How? I mean, I'm bad. That. Oh dear. Right, come on.